It is really windy here today. Y'all can hear the wind blowing. It's just like a little cold snap, cold front came in, come blowing through. I just busted open a bale of that hay in the pig pen for Oreo, Rusty, and Pearl. So that has something warm. It's getting a little bit chilly around here. Woke up this morning kind of cool. So they're eating their breakfast lunch. And like I say, I put this in here for them. It's probably about 10, 12 inches thick. So that'll give them something to bed in and keep the wind out. I left the rest of the bale of hay right there to use it to kind of block some wind until I can get over here and put this extra piece of tin on like I did the other side. But got that done. One thing knocked off the list for this morning. As you can see, we're up here in the garden where we have Pearl and Rusty, and I'm going to be taking this dog kennel down and storing it. That's leaning over there against the fence back there. And I'm going to be digging up all these flowers. Let me get y'all down here, sorry. All these flowers that she planted in the garden. I'm gonna be digging all of them up and planting them in pots and stuff throughout the yard, maybe in some gardens and stuff like that. Some little flower beds. And getting this garden, go ahead and get it disced up and turned over for the year. We went ahead and put Rusty and Pearl down there with Oreo, and they are doing absolutely great down there. I went and fed them and put some bedding in their house. And as you can see, we got the sprinkler going back there in the background. Got it going, watering on some of that new seed that she put out. So y'all come along with me as I take this pen down and dig these flowers up and get them transported somewhere different, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all, now it got a little bit cool. I went and put me a jacket on. That old wind's done tore this tarp all slapped to pieces. I mean, it's just done frayed it all up, but I'm gonna keep it because I know it will be good for something like covering a wood pile, covering a piece of equipment, something like that. So it'll come in handy for that. I'm gonna go ahead and get some planted in this planter right here because I don't want them to die. We have a tendency to dig them up and say we're gonna plant them and then leave them in something and they drown from the rain or whatever. So some of these didn't get a lot of root, but I think they'll be all right. Just something nice to have in the yard for the fall season. What I'll do there is I'll come back and put some potting soil around that to bring that up a little bit. But that dirt in that garden, that's what me and the missus have to work on this year, building it up. It should not, your soil should not compact down when it rains. It should still be where you could go out there and dig it with your hand. And that soil in that garden is compacting down when it rains, part of the rock. So that's something you don't want. So I'll come back to that and put some potting soil in there, because I had to dig out so much of it because there was a plant planted in there and it had a big, like a root ball in there, and when I threw it out and cleaned it out, it dropped the lower level down to the soil. All right, let me show you what we got. Got some banana peppers and some bell pepper plants. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up, pull anything off of them that's fit to eat. The leaves are starting to turn yellow. So that's probably pretty much all they're gonna produce this year. They got some nice, still got a whole lot of nice jalapenos and stuff left on them. Whole lot. But no buds, no little ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up, throw the plants in the scrap pile, and keep the peppers. And the missus will turn them into something. She's inside working on y'all a video to post now. Get that ready for y'all. So I think that'll be posted in the morning. Do have one piece of I'm not certain what it is, one of her herbs that's planted here in the garden, and I think another one up there. So I will be digging them up and getting them moved, and then we're gonna get the tractor with the disc and disc this up. This one's red on one side, green on the other side. it over one last time, y'all, making sure there ain't nothing down a piece of wire. Don't want to plow that in. I don't see the other thing the missus had out here. Just got this right here. Not certain what it is. It smells good. Let me move y'all around, and I'm gonna go get the tractor and put y'all in a different spot, and we'll disc this up. All right, y'all, what I got here is just all ground up trees and stuff. It's mulch and just wood chips. We found a local company to start bringing us some, so they've been delivering it. So I'm going to scatter some of that out in the garden before I disc it up. Let that get mixed in real good for all through fall and winter, and let it be decaying and rotting in the ground and get this ground worked up. right, as y'all can see, it still looks pretty rough. There's still some clumps and stuff of the mulch and the wood chips. So I'm just going to let it sit because this is not the only thing that we're going to add to this garden this year. The leaves are just now starting to fall, so we will be adding a lot of leaves to this garden and getting it built up. But y'all can see how hard that soil is. I might break down and use the turn plow and just completely turn this garden over because the plow's not going deep enough for me. But it is what it is right now. What I'll do is we'll add leaves to it. I'll disc it up again and let this stuff break down during the winter months. And if I have to, I'll just turn it completely over. But I'm hoping not to have to do that. But it did pretty good for the first time. Now, remember, when we started this garden, I did add a lot of leaves and stuff to it. So that is in here. But it has done, it's still, that soil is just too daggone hard for my taste. Anytime it rains, your soil shouldn't pack down to where it's hard as concrete. So, with the wood chips in here, and that's where we started the fire, got some ashes in here. And I'll probably throw some lime out, some pelletized lime or something, a couple bags of that. Get that from Mr. David at Wagner Milling Company. And like I say, we'll be adding the leaves in here. So hopefully we'll get this garden in tip-top shape for next year. All right, y'all, made it back with the cotton salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this out of here and put it in one of these old coffee containers. Make it a little bit easier for me. Just sprinkle it around and get it around in the plant. Try to sprinkle this with my hand. Y'all know it's getting a little bit chilly out here when y'all see me wearing long pants instead of shorts. Because I'm stuck wearing long pants all day at work, so I hate wearing them. So I look forward to being able on the weekends to wear my shorts and all. So if y'all see me wearing long pants, you know it's getting pretty chilly and getting in the wintertime. I still ain't broke down and put a long sleeve shirt on. But it is nice and chilly out here today. y'all, that's about, there's one left. One left, but I think that's just going to be too many of them in there. So I'm just going to take this over here and sit it. And I'll pick y'all up and show y'all what it looks like. So that turned out really good. I put a whole bunch of them in there because I really don't know what to do with them. They were growing in the garden to keep the insects out. She planted them in there. But I think they'll do good here. We're getting a little bit of rain today, just a little mist and a couple sprinkles here and there. But I think that'll do really good, really good. All right, everyone, it's that time of the year. And it is firewood cutting season. So I'm getting the log splitter gassed up, getting it greased up, and gonna get it hooked behind the Kubota and take it down. And I've got a few trees in mind, and one of them I had to take off my list, and I'll show y'all why. But I always cut my firewood when it's nice and cool. You're not getting out there sweating in 100-degree heat. And I do not burn this wood this season. I take this wood and stack it under the shed, and this is what I'll burn next year. So I already have my wood up under the shed that I'm going to burn this year from last year's cutting. So getting the log splitter gassed up, cleaned up, and getting it hooked up. All right, this is one of the trees that I have chosen. As y'all can see, it's got very few leaves at the top of it. It's got a couple of dead limbs on it. So it is about had it. I had previously also chose the one that's behind it. Not certain why that one right there died, but I might drop it too. All right, the other tree that I had previously chosen, let me get y'all over here so I can show it to you, is this one right here. And it got blown during a storm, not the one, not Helene, not the one we just had, but another one. It is completely dead. And when I saw it, it was like the tree behind me still had a couple leaves on it and everything. But after further investigation of this tree today, I just came through and was looking at them. If you look right there, either a barn owl or something has decided to make this tree its home. So it is completely dead. And when you see that that wood would be completely disintegrated by next year. It would not be any good. When it gets that mold and fungus on it, I've done learned time and time again, not even waste my time with it. I'll just let that tree go ahead and fall on its own accord, and we'll probably just clean it up and throw it in a pile and burn it or something. It'll probably stand for about another year before it starts crumbling down. I have these two trees over here. One of them I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down, and the other one, it's almost in the same state of condition as this one is right here. So I can't cut this one down because I'm pretty certain it's a barn owl that's done made it a home, or some type of owl has done made it a nice home up in there, and I do not want to disturb that. I love the owls and the wildlife and stuff like that. Got the log splitter hooked up behind the Kubota, and the first thing we're going to do, guys, park the Kubota a good safe distance away from wherever you're cutting and dropping a tree, because I would not want to explain to the missus how I cut a tree down on her Kubota.